The first problem we can formulate from this equation is the new K-pop album shop in a social mall became popular. Their sales are increasing by 50% each year. If 5,000 albums were sold this year, what will be their sales in next years? In this problem, 5,000 is the number of albums sold in a year, and 40% is a increase of sales each year, and expressed in decimal form by dividing 100, which is equals to 0.4, and x is the time interval. And the second problem is laboratories are monitoring the spread of COVID-19. The coronavirus cases increases at a rate about 40% each day, and there are currently 5,000 who were tested positive for COVID-19 in Metro Manila. How many will be infected if the virus continues to spread in next weeks? In this problem, 5,000 is the number of infected people, while 40% is the increase of cases each day. Same process, convert 40% to decimal form, which is 0.4, and x is the time interval.
Two. So for problem number 2, we need to describe the transformation of the following functions without graphing them. Now for the first one, by the rules of transformation, the function shifts 1 unit to the left and 1 unit downward. For the next one, letter B, by the rules of transformation, the function shifts 1 unit upward. Next, by the rules of transformation, since the constant in here is between 0 and 1, we get a vertical compression.
So problem number 3 is an exponential growth. So we will use y is equals to a times the quantity of 1 plus r to the power of t, where a is the initial population and r is the rate and t is the time. So first we need to find the rate. Let r represent the percent. What percent is 150 of 7,000? So cross multiply r over 100 times 150 over 7,000 and we will get 2.14%. Now change it to decimal form by dividing it to 100, so we will get r is equals to 0.0214. Now since we all got the values, we just need to substitute them to its formula. So y is equals to 7,000. This is our initial population times the quantity of 1 plus r, 0.0214 to the power of t, which is 5. And we will get y is equals to 7,781.75. Since we talked about population, we will need to round it to the nearest ones or to the nearest person, and we will get 7,782 as the population of Exponential University after 5 years. So problem number 4 is an exponential growth. So we will use this formula, y is equals to a times the quantity of 1 plus r to the power of t, where a is the initial amount, r is the rate, and t is the time. So first, we need to find the rate. Let r represent what percent is 100,000 of 1,500,000. So cross multiply and we will get 6.67%. Now change it to its decimal form and we will get r is equals to 0.067. Use this formula and then substitute the values. So we will have y is equals to 1,500,000 as our initial amount times 1 plus 0.67, and this is our rate, and 10 to the power of 10, this is our time. And we will have y is equals to 2,869,032.40. It is necessary that we also put pesos in our answers.
Since the worth of house increases by a fixed percent each year, the worth of house after 7 years can be multiplied by the equation y is equals to a times the quantity of 1 plus r raised to the power of t, where a is the initial amount and r is the rate increase expressed in decimal and t is the time period. Substitute y is equals to 2 million, which is the initial amount, times the quantity of 1 plus 0.05, the decimal form of 5% raised to the power of 7. Y is equals to 2,814,200.85. Therefore, the value of house after 7 years with 5% increase per year is 2,814,200.85 pesos. The price of sugar increases by a fixed percent each week. To find the cost of sugar in 8 weeks, this exponential growth function can be modeled by y is equals to a times the quantity of 1 plus r raised to the power of t, where a is the initial price of sugar and r is the rate increase per week expressed in decimal and t is the time period. Substitute y is equals to 20, which is the initial price of sugar, times the quantity of 1 plus the decimal form of 2%, which is 0.02, raised to the power of 8. Y is equals to 23.43. Therefore, the price of sugar after 8 weeks or in 8 weeks with an increasing of 2% per week is 23.43 pesos.
Now for problem number 7, conversely, a real-life quantity can decrease by a percentage over a period of time. The final amount can be modeled by the equation A is equivalent to P quantity y minus r to the power of t, where A is the final amount and P is the initial amount, R is the rate by percentage, and T is the time, which would be in years. And y minus r is the decay factor. Since the value in here decreases, we are going to use the decay factor model of the exponential function. Substitute the values. We have 32, 1 minus 0.05 as our percentage, and 6 as our time, 6 months. And then compute, and then we get the answer 23.52. Therefore, the rise after 6 months will be 23.52 pesos. For problem 8, since the value in here decreases, we are going to use the exponential decay formula, where A is the final amount, P is the initial amount, R is our rate or percentage, and T is our time. Wherein we're going just to substitute the values, or the given values rather, and then compute, and then we will have our answer in here, 787,320. Therefore, the value of your car in 4 years is 787,320 pesos.
Okay, so for problem number 9, this involves a quantity which is increased by a fixed percent per year. So this can be modeled by the equation y equals a times the quantity of 1 plus r raised to the power of t, where a is the initial amount and r is the rate increased expressed in decimal. So we are given with the values 10,000 as the initial population, 10% as the rate per year, and 4 years, which is the time. So we substitute these given values into the equation and solve for it. Then we would come up with y equals 14,641. So there will be 14,641 people at Barangay 127 after 4 years. Okay, so for problem number 10, this is just similar with the problem number 9, which involves a quantity that is increased by a fixed percent per year. So this could also be modeled by the equation y equals a times the quantity of 1 plus r raised to the power of t, where a is the initial amount and r is the rate increased expressed in decimal. So we are given with the values 4% as the rate per year and 43 pesos as the price of the liter of a diesel a year ago. So we substitute these values into the equation and solve for it. We would come up with y equals 44.72. So the liter of diesel is 44.72 pesos now.